Substance use disorder has been an issue that the Central Florida and Orange County community has faced for decades. It's one that continues to be a concern. It's something that's part of the fabric of our community, and yet our organization has not talked about it until Intelleigh Project Florida came about. So Intelleigh Project selects a different state to host a new exhibition. Each state has a set of 40 different portraits. So all of the individuals featured in this exhibition are from Florida. About half of them are from Central Florida. One portrait travels with the exhibition, and that is the founder's son. His name is Devin.
I lost my son 4 years ago, Devin, to an accidental overdose. To be more precise, a fentanyl poisoning. Devin was 32. He was the youngest of 4 children, and he was very much loved. And his death, as you can imagine, propelled me into a need for a way of working through that grief. So it was with that my daughter suggested I try a portrait, which surprised me and frightened me because I had never done a portrait in my life. But I used to draw when I was in my 20s. I spent days working on his particular portrait, and at the end, when I signed my name, it was my goodbye to him. It was incredibly powerful. And I just had to keep drawing and portraits. So rather than just drawing anyone from the street or magazine or whatever, I decided to use that skill set to be able to produce portraits of people like Devin and to gift those portraits to the families. And in addition to that, I wanted community, and I wanted people to be able to share, and I wanted the community and the environment to be able to learn about this and to see people like Devin as human beings. Yes, he had his light side and his dark side. And in fact, graphite, pencil work, is a metaphor for that. We're all made up of clay. But no one should be defined by their darkest moments.
So in June 2021, Dr. Thomas Hall from the Orange County Drug-Free Office sent this over to the Orange County Regional History Center to see if we'd be interested in hosting the Intelleigh Project's Florida exhibition. And after speaking with Tom, Teresa, and Barbara, we knew that this was an exhibition that was really important to our community, addressing an issue that we're currently facing right now and have been for decades.
So the Orange County Drug-Free Office actually started in 1999 by Mel Martinez, who was then the mayor or Board of County Commissioners chair. And it was in response to heroin. So Orange County's been at this for over 20 years, and I really appreciate all the leadership of Orange County, from Mel Martinez all the way through to Mayor Demings. It really shows the commitment that our leaders have to creating a safe community. So the Drug-Free Office has gone through a couple iterations with heroin was the primary concern, and then we had underage drinking as an issue. Then when there was a problem with meth that came up with meth houses. And then around 2012, we began to see the prescription drug problems as they began to arise, and we began to see more people dying of prescription drugs than heroin, which was a shift. That only got worse. And in 2015, then Sheriff Demings and Mayor Jacobs put together the heroin task force. And so that was really one of the first of its kind in the state of Florida. At the same time, I was working at UCF, and me and the police chief, Chief Barry, got together, and we made a commitment to equip UCF officers with Narcan. It was the very first police force in the state of Florida to do so. And it was not far, it didn't take long for the Orange County Sheriff's Department, the Orlando Police Department, and other agencies within the county to begin to carry Narcan. By 2019, it was, I think, almost every jurisdiction in Orange County, their law enforcement was carrying Narcan. So the Drug-Free Office has really been involved in a lot of these public health initiatives, public safety initiatives, dating all the way back to 1999.
What we hope visitors will experience when visiting Intelleigh Project Florida is seeing what is typically presented as statistics, seeing them as real people. Brothers, mothers, fathers, sisters, parents, children, cousins, friends. These aren't numbers, these are individual people. And as you look at each portrait, you look into their eyes and you can start to identify with who those people are, follow the contours of the face, but also read the stories about their lives. They're not just a number. They had hobbies, they had interests, they had passions, families, just like you or I.
I met Barbara Francois, our narrative writer, at about the same time, and combined with her interest in portraying the stories of individuals, and that coupled with the portraits, created, to our knowledge, the only organization of its kind that is putting a human face on addiction in the way that this is. So our goal now is one exhibition like the one here in Florida, in every state in the country. And by the end of it, we'll have one large major exhibition, multimedia one, that will, much in the spirit of the AIDS quilt, will depict the opioid epidemic in this phase in our country and what that scourge has done to our country.
So one thing Intelleigh Project Florida does is it helps erase the stigma of substance use disorder. It helps create a network of support and understanding so that those who are struggling with substance use disorder or those who have family members who are can feel more comfortable asking for help or reaching out or just admitting that it is a part of their lives and their families. One thing that we've found with this exhibition is that a lot of the individuals featured in here have died from accidental overdose due to fentanyl. It's becoming an increasingly serious problem that I think is important to raise awareness for. Even the tiniest drop can be fatal. And for most of the individuals who died that are now featured here, that is their story, unfortunately.